What is CBT, or cognitive behavioral therapy? How does it work, and why do so many therapists use it? Let's break it down in the simplest, most helpful way possible. What is CBT? CBT stands for cognitive behavioral therapy. That sounds fancy, but the idea is actually really simple. CBT helps you notice unhelpful thoughts, understand how those thoughts impact your feelings and actions, and learn new ways to respond. Think of it like this: a thought pops up, it affects your feelings, that shapes your behaviors, and CBT teaches you to slow that chain of events down and make choices that feel better and work better for your life. Research over the last few decades consistently shows that when we change the way we think and respond to situations, our brains can literally rewire. That's one of the reasons CBT is considered a gold standard therapy. What modalities fall under CBT? When people say CBT, they might mean a variety of approaches, therapeutic approaches that grew from the same basic idea. Some major ones can include traditional CBT, identifying unhelpful thoughts and trying new behaviors; exposure therapy, so slowly and safely facing fears instead of avoiding them; DBT skills, things like emotional regulation, distress tolerance, those are rooted in CBT. ACT is acceptance and commitment therapy, so noticing thoughts instead of fighting them, and taking values-based actions. And then trauma-focused CBT is another one. It's a structured version of CBT designed to help kids, teens, and adults process trauma with support. All of these fall under the broader CBT umbrella because they connect thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Why does CBT work so well? A few key reasons. One, it's practical. You can learn skills you can use right away and start implementing in real life. Two, it's structured. You follow a very clear plan, which helps progress feel more predictable. It's backed by a lot of research. So there's hundreds of studies showing CBT helps with anxiety, depression, phobias, OCD, substance use, insomnia, and many others. Also, it's short term. Some people see improvements in just a few months, which gives you a lot of hope for change. And CBT is especially helpful when someone feels stuck in certain patterns and wants concrete tools to change those. CBT is commonly used with teens, adults, and even kids, and it works well for people dealing with things like anxiety or panic, depression, school or work stress, perfectionism, trauma, anger, unhealthy habits, social fears, or performance anxiety. Basically, if someone feels overwhelmed by their thoughts or stuck in unhelpful habits, CBT can offer a clear roadmap forward. As helpful as CBT is, it's not perfect and it's not the best fit for everyone. For some, it can feel too structured. For people who need more space to explore emotions, past experiences, or relationships more deeply, it can feel a little too confining. It also focuses a lot on thoughts, which can be tough for people who work better with a more creative, experiential, relational, or body-based approach. Some problems aren't just thought-based. Things like trauma, systemic stress, unsafe environments, relationships with people outside of the therapy room can't be solved by changing our thoughts alone, and they need something else. There's something important to keep in mind. Even though CBT is one of the most research-supported therapies, part of the reason it is so well studied is because it's easier to test. It's structured and easily measurable and follows those specific steps. So researchers can study it in a way that's harder to do with more open-ended relational therapies. But Ultimately, research across many therapy models shows that the biggest factor in whether therapy works is the quality of the therapeutic relationship. How safe you feel, how supported and connected you feel with your therapist. And no technique in the world can replace that therapeutic relationship. So that's CBT in a nutshell, a therapy that helps you understand thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and gives you tools to change the patterns that aren't working for you anymore. If you want more videos on therapy styles or mental health tools, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your questions in the comments. Thanks for being here.